What is the big deal? We are just friends with benefits. So I packed her stuff in boxes and left them outside my door with a note that said FWB don't live together rent-free. I am Decker, 31. Been working as a construction manager for the past 8 years. Make decent money. Got my own place. Pretty standard life. For the last year, I have been living with this girl, Savannah, who is 28, and calls herself an aspiring artist, but hasn't sold a single piece or held a real job since I have known her. She moved in about 10 months ago when her roommate situation fell through. And honestly, I thought we were heading towards something serious. We had the whole routine down. She would make coffee in the mornings. I would handle dinner after work. We had watched Netflix together, had our own sides of the bed, the works. She had her art supplies scattered around my living room, her clothes mixed in with mine in the closet. From where I was sitting, we were basically a couple in everything but name. Last Saturday changed everything. I was at the mall picking up some work boots when I spotted Savannah with a group of her friends from art school near the food court. Figured I would go say hi, maybe grab lunch together. As I walked up, I could hear them talking about some gallery opening next week. "Oh hey," Savannah said when she saw me, but something felt off about her tone. "Everyone, this is Decker, my older brother." I literally stopped walking. "Brother, did I just hear that right?" Her friend Ashley immediately lit up. "Oh my God, your brother is so sweet. Savannah told us how you let her live with you while she gets her art career started. That is such a nice thing to do for family." I am standing there like an idiot, trying to process what the hell just happened. This morning, this same woman was in my bed. Yesterday, we grocery shopped together and she picked out wine for our dinner. But to her friends, I am her brother who is doing her a favor. Another friend chimed in. "You are so lucky to have a brother who supports your dreams instead of pressuring you to get some corporate job." I managed to mumble something about being glad to help family and made an excuse about needing to get to Home Depot. Savannah barely looked at me as I left. The whole drive home, I kept replaying it in my head. Brother. Not boyfriend, not partner, not even friend, brother. When I got home, Savannah was already there, setting up a new canvas in the living room like nothing had happened. I dropped my boots by the door and asked her to explain what the hell that was about. "What do you mean?" she said, not even looking up from her painting. "The brother thing. Savannah, you introduced me as your brother to your friends." She finally turned around, and I could see her getting defensive already. "What is the big deal? We are just friends with benefits. I can end this arrangement anytime I want." Friends with benefits. That hit me like a punch to the gut. Arrangement. "Savannah, we have been living together for almost a year. We split groceries. You have your own key. Your mail comes here." "What the hell do you mean arrangement?" "Look, I never wanted anything serious," she said, crossing her arms. "You knew what this was from the beginning. I have my freedom, and you have yours. I don't owe you some relationship label just because I crash here." I was trying to wrap my head around this. "So when we talk about getting a bigger place together, when you complain about my friends not including you in their group chats, when you get upset if I work late without texting you, that is all just FUB behavior. Don't try to make this into something it is not." She shot back. "We are adults. I'll get something out of this situation. You get companionship, and I get a place to stay while I focus on my art. It works for both of us." The more she talked, the angrier I got. But something in her tone made me realize that arguing wasn't going to change anything. She had already decided how she wanted to frame our relationship, and my feelings about it didn't matter. "You know what, Savannah? You are absolutely right," I said, keeping my voice level. "We both have complete freedom in this arrangement." She looked surprised, probably expecting more of a fight. "Exactly. I am glad you understand." "I do understand. Perfectly." That was Saturday. Monday morning, I started paying attention to Jessica from our planning department. We had always been friendly. She is 29, single mom, down-to-earth type, who actually works for a living. During our lunch break, instead of eating alone in my truck like usual, I asked if she wanted to grab sandwiches at the deli across the street. "Sure," she said, seeming a little surprised but pleased. Been meaning to try that place anyway. We ended up talking for the whole hour about work stuff, her kids' soccer games, normal conversation, nothing inappropriate, just two adults being friendly. When we got back to the office, I got her number so we could coordinate on a project we are both working on. Tuesday, we texted a bit about work stuff. Wednesday, she sent me a funny meme during lunch. Thursday, we grabbed coffee together in the morning before our shift started. Again, nothing crazy, just two coworkers becoming actual friends. Friday night, I was on the couch watching the game when Savannah burst through the front door like a tornado. "Are you kidding me right now?" she screamed, waving her phone in my face. "What are you talking about?" "Well, I'm with some basic friends for your job. Lunch dates." I looked at her like she had lost her mind. "We are just friends, Savannah. You know, like how you said we both have our freedom in this arrangement? That is completely different. You are betraying what we have." "What do we have exactly?" I asked, staying calm, even though she was practically vibrating with rage. "Please enlighten your brother about what I am betraying." Her face went white when I said brother. She started backpedaling immediately, saying I was twisting her words, that I knew what she meant, that this was totally different because I was being sneaky about it. How am I being sneaky? I posted photos on social media. That is literally the opposite of sneaky. "You are doing this to hurt me," she said. And now she was starting to cry those angry tears. "You are trying to make me jealous because I will not give you some stupid relationship label. Savannah, you called me your brother to your friends, while living in my house, sleeping in my bed, eating food I paid for. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about how you really see me, then I cannot help you." She stormed off to the bedroom, slamming the door. I turned the game back up and tried to focus on the score, but my mind was racing. The more I thought about it, the clearer everything became. She wanted all the benefits of a relationship: financial support, emotional support, physical intimacy, a place to live, without any of the commitment or expectations that come with it. She wanted to be able to tell her friends she was single and available while keeping me as her safety net. But what I did next completely changed everything, and when she found out, the real Savannah finally showed herself. Update 1. Phone died at work yesterday and didn't get home until late. Sorry for the delay, guys. You will not believe what happened after my last post. So Sunday morning, I woke up early and did something I had been thinking about all night. While Savannah was still sleeping off whatever she had been drinking with her art friends, I quietly packed up all her stuff: clothes, art supplies, the expensive easel she bought with my credit card, everything. I was methodical about it. Folded everything neatly, wrapped her paintings in bubble wrap, even included the half-finished canvas she had been working on, 4 medium-sized moving boxes and 2 duffel bags. That was it. A year of living together, and all her possessions fit in the back of my truck with room to spare. Really put things in perspective. I stacked everything by the front door and wrote a simple note: "Since FWB don't live together rent-free, I thought you might want your things. Call before coming by. Your brother, Decker." Savannah didn't even wake up while I was doing this. She can sleep through construction noise, so me moving around the house quietly didn't faze her. I left the boxes there and went to grab breakfast with my buddy Mike from work. Figured she'd wake up, see the situation, and we would have a calm conversation about next steps. I was wrong. Around 2 p.m., I got a call from my mom. Mom's always had a soft spot for Savannah. Thinks she is this sweet girl who just needs some guidance. The call started normal, asking about work, when I am coming for dinner next week, the usual mom stuff. Then she got to the real reason she called. "Decker, honey, Savannah is here, crying her eyes out. She says you threw her out of the house for no reason, and she has nowhere to go. Maybe you were a little harsh. She seems so heartbroken. I should have seen this coming." Of course, Savannah would run straight to my mom and play the victim. "Mom, did she tell you why her stuff is packed? She said you got jealous about her having male friends and decided to punish her." "Sweetie, that doesn't sound like you, male friends." That is how she spun the Jessica situation to my mom. "Savannah and I need to work out our living situation because we want different things. I know relationships are complicated, but throwing someone out on the street seems extreme. She is like family to us now." Family. The irony wasn't lost on me. "Okay, Mom, I will handle it. Don't worry about Savannah. She will be fine. Just talk to her. Okay, maybe you can work it out." "Sure, Mom. I will take care of it. I hung up and immediately drove home, expecting to find Savannah there demanding an explanation. Instead, I found something that stopped me dead in my tracks. The front door was wide open. The boxes were gone, but so was other stuff. My good whiskey from the kitchen counter, the Bluetooth speaker from the living room, and weirdly, my favorite hoodie that she always wore but claimed she borrowed it. The note was crumpled up on the floor, but that wasn't the shocking part. The shocking part was Jessica sitting at my kitchen table with a cup of coffee, helping me swap out my king-size bed frame for the single bed I had in my spare room. "Hope you don't mind," Jessica said when I walked in. "You mentioned wanting to transition back to single life, and I had some time to help. Found your door open though, which seemed weird. Wait, how did you even know where I live? You texted me your address yesterday when you said you might need help moving some furniture this weekend. Remember? You said you were making some major life changes." Right. I had been so pissed after the argument with Savannah that I had texted Jessica asking if she knew anyone with a truck who could help me move furniture. She had offered to help personally, and I had given her my address without thinking twice about it. "Did you see a girl leaving here? Boxes of stuff? Probably looked upset." Actually, yeah. When I pulled up, there was a woman loading boxes into a beat-up Honda. When about something didn't seem like a good time to introduce myself, I explained the situation to Jessica while we worked on the bed frame. She listened without judgment, asked a few clarifying questions, and made some observations that hit pretty close to home. "Sounds like she wanted the girlfriend experience without being your girlfriend," Jessica said as we tightened the last bolt. "My ex-husband pulled similar stuff, called me his roommate when it was convenient, called me his wife when he needed something. Yeah, that is pretty much it. I just got tired of the games. Good for you. Life's too short to waste on people who cannot decide if they want you or not." We finished setting up the room, and I offered to buy her dinner as a thank you. We went to this little Mexican place near my house. Nothing fancy. Just good food and easy conversation. She told me about her 8-year-old son's baseball season. She told me about the commercial project we are starting next month. Normal adult conversation between two people who actually like each other. When we got back to my place around 8 p.m., Savannah was sitting on my front porch with a suitcase. The second she saw Jessica, her whole demeanor changed. "What the hell is she doing here?" she screamed, jumping up from the porch steps. Jessica looked at me like, should I leave? But I shook my head. This conversation was going to happen eventually. "Savannah, meet Jessica. I rearranged my room to fit my new single lifestyle." "Your new single lifestyle?" Savannah's voice was getting that shrill quality it gets when she is really angry. "You mean the single lifestyle where you immediately replace me with some desperate homewrecker?" Jessica stepped forward. "Excuse me. I helped him move some furniture. That is literally it. Oh please, I know exactly what this is. He calls you the second I am gone and you come running over to play house. How pathetic are you?" I had never seen this side of Savannah before. The mask was completely off now. "Savannah, you called me your brother yesterday to your friends. While living in my house rent-free, I am not sure you get to have opinions about who I spend time with. That is totally different, and you know it. What we have is special, and you are throwing it away for some basic friends, who is probably just using you for money anyway." Jessica looked at Savannah like she was studying a particularly unpleasant insect. "Lady, I make my own money. I don't need anyone to take care of me." "Right, I am sure you do," Savannah sneered. "Let me guess. Single mom looking for a stepdaddy for your kid. How original. That crossed a line." I stepped between them. "That is enough. Savannah, you need to leave now. I am not going anywhere. This is my home too." "No, it is not. It is my house. Your name isn't on the lease. You don't pay rent, and you just spent the weekend telling people I am your brother. Brothers don't live with their sisters as roommates." She tried a different approach then, switching to tears. "Decker, please. I know I handled the brother thing wrong, but that doesn't mean we should throw away everything we built together. We can work this out. What did we build, Savannah? Really? Because from where I am standing, I provided housing and food while you provided nothing but confusion about what we actually were to each other. That is not fair. I gave you companionship. I was there for you. You were there for free rent and meals. The second you had to define our relationship to your friends, you chose brother. That tells me everything I need to know about how you really see me. Jessica quietly excused herself, saying she had talked to me at work Monday. Smart woman, reading the room and not wanting to be in the middle of this drama. After Jessica left, Savannah tried for another hour to convince me I was making a huge mistake. She alternated between promises to be a better girlfriend, threats about how I had never find anyone as good as her, and attempts to make me feel guilty about throwing her out. Finally, I gave her two options. I could call my buddy with a pickup truck to help her move her stuff to wherever she was staying, or she could call someone herself. Either way, she needed to be gone by Sunday night. She grabbed her suitcase and stormed off, but not before turning around and yelling, "You will regret this. Both of you. You have no idea what you just started." I went inside, poured myself a drink, and sat in my newly rearranged bedroom. For the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe. No more walking on eggshells about relationship labels. No more wondering if I was crazy for wanting basic commitment from someone living in my house. But Savannah's parting threat kept echoing in my head. Something about the way she said it made me think this wasn't over. And Monday morning, I found out exactly what she meant. Update 2. Work's been crazy with this new project deadline. Finally got time to update you guys. What happened after Savannah's threat was way worse than I expected. Monday morning started normal enough. Got to the job site early, grabbed coffee with Jessica like we had been doing all week. She asked how things went with Savannah after she left, and I told her it was handled. We talked about work stuff, her son's upcoming school play, normal conversation, around 10 a.m. My supervisor Ryan pulled me aside. Ryan's a good dude, been with the company 15 years, knows I am reliable. But he looked uncomfortable. Got a call this morning from someone claiming to be your ex-girlfriend. She said she was concerned about your behavior with female coworkers, that you have a pattern of inappropriate relationships at work. What the hell? Ryan, you have known me for 3 years, that is why this is weird. She said you have been harassing Jessica, using your position to pressure her into a relationship. I figured it was probably nothing, but HR makes me investigate any complaint. After Ryan left, I told Jessica what happened. She looked shocked, then pissed. She called your work. Who does that? I am sorry you got dragged into this. If you want distance until this blows over, screw that. I am not letting some crazy ex dictate who I can be friends with. That afternoon, Jessica's phone started buzzing. Multiple messages from an unknown number. Girl, you need to know the truth about Decker. He is a manipulator who uses women for sex and money. He has serious anger issues. Ask him about throwing me out on the street. Jessica scrolled through about 15 messages painting me as a predator. This is insane. She is making up an entire fictional version of you. Should we report this to police? Let me try something first. Jessica said with that determined look. She gets solving work problems. Wednesday, Jessica had me come to her place after work. She had her laptop open with what looked like a social media investigation. I did some digging on your ex. She has been busy. Jessica showed me Savannah's Instagram, a long post about healing from an abusive relationship. No names, but anyone who knew us would recognize the story. Twisted everything. Me wanting relationship clarity became isolation. Asking her to contribute to groceries became financial abuse. She is building a whole narrative, Jessica said, pulling up Savannah's TikTok. Signs your boyfriend is a narcissist. Savannah in my old hoodie looking vulnerable. Thousands of views and comments. This is character assassination. Jessica showed me a Facebook group where Savannah had posted photos, the boxes I had packed, screenshots of our texts out of context, even a photo of us at the Mexican restaurant. How did she get this photo? She has been stalking you. Look at the timestamp. Took this while we were having dinner Sunday. The Facebook post was getting shared in local groups. I saw it in single moms of our city and women supporting women with comments about what a terrible person I was. I need to respond to this, I said. People are believing this fake story. Actually, I have a better idea, Jessica said with a smile that made me nervous. But you will have to trust me. Instead of defending, She posted facts with evidence. PSA: when your boyfriend's sister turns out to be his psycho ex-FWB. She captioned a series of screenshots. First was a photo of the boxes with my note visible. Found these when helping a friend move furniture. Note says, FWB don't live together rent-free. Interesting relationship dynamic. Next were Savannah's harassment messages with timestamps showing they started before Jessica and I had done anything beyond work coffee. Received these unsolicited messages about my safety after one coffee. Then the kicker. Screenshots of Savannah's Instagram stories from Saturday night about living my best single life, just hours before calling me her brother. Timeline seems confused, Jessica wrote. Saturday, posting about being single. Several of Savannah's friends commented remembering the brother introduction. But Jessica's nuclear bomb was a group chat screenshot where Savannah wrote, Phase 1 complete, time to destroy this friend's reputation and get my man back. Premeditated harassment campaign, Jessica captioned it. This wasn't protection, this was revenge. Friday morning my phone exploded. Ryan called saying, HR determined Savannah's complaint was malicious. My mom called asking why screenshots about me were all over Facebook. Even Mike texted, bro, your ex is unhinged. Best call came at noon. Jessica, laughing, check Savannah's Instagram right now. I searched. Her profile was gone. Not private, deleted. Facebook too, Jessica said. Same thing. All social media vanished overnight. What happened? Apparently, when you build your persona around being an abuse victim, then evidence shows you are the abuser. People don't take kindly to it. Her art collective dropped her this morning. That evening, Mom texted, saw the posts. Sorry, I didn't listen. Bring Jessica to dinner Sunday. I owe her an apology. Jessica came over Saturday to help finish rearranging. Think Savannah will try anything else? I asked. She just learned the internet never forgets. She picked the wrong person to mess with. My phone buzzed with an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. 5 minutes later, another call. Then another. Think that whatever she wants isn't my problem. We turned my phone off and ordered pizza, but those calls kept coming all weekend. Final update. Sorry for the radio silence, guys. Had to get a new phone because my old one kept getting bombarded with calls from random numbers. Finally feel ready to close this out. When her social media imploded, she showed up at my mom's house demanding I take her back, claiming I owed her for wasting a year of her life. My mom, who had spent the weekend reading all the screenshots, wasn't having it. Savannah, I saw your plans to destroy that girl's reputation. That is not who I thought you were. Savannah lost it completely, screaming about how everyone was against her. She played her final card, claimed she was pregnant with my kid and I had abandoned her. My mom just looked at her and said, I am 58 and raised 3 boys. I know desperate lies when I hear them. If you are pregnant, figure out who the father actually is. Savannah stormed out after keying bitch into my mom's car. Mom filed a police report. Jessica got contacted by Savannah's former friends, who confirmed the pregnancy was fake. Savannah had been posting about partying and drinking all week. More importantly, turns out this wasn't her first time pulling this scam. She had done the same thing to at least 2 other guys. She finds guys with their lives together, moves in under pretense of needing help, then strings them along while keeping options open. One friend told Jessica, when they call her out, victim mode and reputation destruction. By Thursday, word was Savannah had moved back with her parents and was working at a coffee shop, had to delete all her aspiring artists' social media because employers were finding the abuse posts. Meanwhile, Jessica and I have been officially dating for a month. Her son's 8 and obsessed with Legos. We spent last weekend building spaceships while she reorganized my kitchen. Felt more like family than anything with Savannah ever did. My mom loves Jessica. Keeps asking when we are coming for dinner. Jessica's parents want to meet me next month. Normal relationship stuff with adults who actually communicate. The harassment stopped. The drama ended. And life got significantly better once I stopped accepting breadcrumbs from someone who couldn't decide if she wanted me or just what I could provide. That is the whole story. Thanks for following this insanity. Your comments helped me realize I wasn't losing my mind.